Hi everybody, today I'm going to do a landscape pouring style. But before I get started, I want to talk a little bit about what I used to do. I used to do plein air painting. That is when you go outside, you take your easel and you paint the scene that you see in front of you. I did it for many years and I found myself just being frustrated and even angry sometimes when I do these paintings. Now, what's the point of being angry? You're supposed to enjoy painting. So you're supposed to have fun. So it wasn't until that I gave that up and I came inside and I started doing imaginary landscapes when I started to really enjoy it. So my point is, I think you should really notice what it is that makes you happy. And if you're getting frustrated with some things, I know there's a learning curve to everything, but once you get over the learning curve, if you're still not enjoying it, take notice and maybe do some minor adjustments. For me, the adjustment was forgetting about painting from photographs, forgetting about painting in real life, and just using imaginary painting. So that's what I'm going to do today, and it's going to be, of course, pouring style, because these are my paint pouring videos. This is the inspiration for the colors I chose today, this one here. And that's when I'm going to do something very similar to this, but I'm going to be a little more purposeful in making a landscape. This is 10 by 20. They make a nice calm horizontal piece, and I'm going to be using Easy Flow as my pouring medium. I put approximately 1 part paint, 3 parts pouring medium, and then I put a few drops of silicone in each color, and that's going to give us some cells, because we all like cells, and even though this is a landscape, the cells make it really fun. So here we go. I'm going to start out, I'm going to do it facing me, and then I'll turn it around. But I'm going to start out with the sky. I'm filling right here just a little bit. Now, for the swipe, I'm using white as my swipe color. I don't put silicone in the white, but white is probably everybody's favorite swipe, because when you swipe this over the colors, this is where the cells show up. Now, I'm going to do a double swipe. In my first swipe, I'm going this way, because here's why. I want these colors to cross over each other, because that's where you get some really interesting blends and mixes. So I'm just going to lightly go over it this direction. You can see cells are coming up. Start at the top again, same thing. And one more time this way. I have a large spatula here that I'm using for this swipe. All my tools are in my supply list if you want to check out what I use for these. My canvases, my spatulas are all on my supply list. So that's pretty cool. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go this way because I want to gain back some of this horizontal stripy look. This is where it starts to look like a landscape, we think. I'm going to go just about halfway down. I'm just using a really light touch here. See, the canvas drops down a little bit. It's not a perfectly flat surface, so I'm getting a little variation here, but we'll just see what it looks like when I'm done. That's actually kind of fun looking. Now I'm going to go back. Maybe I'll go this direction for this. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at it for a minute. This purple, I want it to be sort of a mountain range. I like distant mountains, so I'm going to define this just a little bit with my smaller spatula. And I'm thinking about a little mountain range. And again, it's just a suggestion. It's never, doesn't have to be exact, because with this type of painting, you're just kind of suggesting things. Take a little bit of my mountain purple, add it back in here, really small amount. I'm going to spread it just a little bit. To make a little more difference between the mountain and the sky, I'm going to take a little bit of white, drop it in here, and see if I can define this so it looks like a little bit of a sunrise here. I don't need to go all the way with it. I'm mostly focusing on this area here is the really defined part. This is probably where your eye will go because there's a bright pink here, this yellow. You can see the mountain range is most defined right here. So I'm going to turn this around right now. And again, this is imaginary. This is very simple. It's the essence of a landscape. It's not an actual landscape, but I guarantee you, when this is dry and it goes up on a wall, someone will say, that looks like a landscape. And you'll say, yeah, you know, it does. You don't have to tell people what your intent was. People will look at it and see things themselves. Just going to make this go over the side a little bit. But there it is. You have a nice, calm, horizontal. This green here reminds you of land. This might remind you of trees here, even though they're not defined. This area here could even be developed into some flowers if you so chose. But what I'm choosing to do here today is to keep it really simple. These make beautiful landscapes. Just make your sky color one thing and your ground another. And you'll see these beautiful blends. These could be developed into trees. In fact, I could drag a little bit of this dark green into a point, and maybe it looks like a distant stand of trees. I'll just do that for fun. It wasn't what I was thinking about, but there it is as a nice color of green. And it's just a suggestion. I'm just suggesting this. So people will see different things when they look at it. And hopefully somebody will look at this and say, wow, I wish I was in that landscape. And again, remember, I went this way first to make some of the colors blend, and then I reestablished the stripes with the horizontal. Horizontal landscapes have a nice calming effect. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to let this dry, and we'll see how it looks. It's really pretty. So again, check out my supply list below. Try this Easy Flow. It's really a good pouring medium. And if you'll notice, if you watch my other videos, I haven't used the torch in a long time. I don't need to. As far as to get the cells come up, with the Easy Flow, it comes up on its own. And I use a few drops of silicone in each color. So leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Subscribe to my YouTube page if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And I also have a Patreon page with more content, written and video content, that I hope you'll go check out. All the links are at the end of the video. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.